Hey, look, if you're out there, you're trying to get your CDL, I know what you're doing. You're taking practice test after practice test and you're memorizing the answers. You probably know the answers to the questions before you even get done reading them. And that's great for a test, but the road doesn't give you multiple choice questions. It throws stuff at you fast and you got to know the answer just like that. So, here are 5 things that you're probably memorizing that you should definitely know. Number 1, tire tread depth. You remember 4 30 seconds on the front, 2 30 seconds on the rest. But why is that? What does that do? What does those couple 30 seconds of an inch do? Well, the reason you have them is not to make your tire last longer. Those treads push water out of the way so that your tires can touch the road. And I happen to know a little bit about this because I used to race motorcycles and we would run slicks. And slicks, there is absolutely no tread. And the principle behind that is the more rubber that contacts the road, the more friction you have. So the less likely you are to slip out. But what's the difference there? Well, as soon as it started to rain, I mean, I'm talking about it doesn't even have to have water laying on the ground. The road, it just has to be damp. You have to take your slicks off and put on regular street tires because there's no way for that water to be pushed out of the way. It's just rubber on water. I mean, it is like slicker than ice. It's crazy. So those treads, those 4 30 seconds in the front, 2 30 seconds in the back, or on the rest of your tires, they move water. And you never know when you're going to run into rain or, a wet spot on the road. So it's important that you have those tire tread depths correct. Number 2, following distance. They give you this formula. It's like 1 second behind the car in front of you for every 10 feet of your vehicle if you're going under 40 miles per hour, and add 1 second if you're going over 40 miles per hour. Look, I'm not doing all those calculations and judging how far something is in front of me by how long my truck is. I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into effect there. For instance, the weight. I mean, that's a huge factor in your stopping distance. And what you're doing is you want to be safe. You want to make sure that you're not going to crash into that guy in front of you. And I'll tell you this right now, like, you're going to get cut off. Zero doubt about it. But you are a professional driver. It's like you go to the doctor and you see a doctor. You don't expect a doctor to get all rambunctious and flip out because he is a professional in the medical field. Well, when you get your commercial driver's license, you are a professional in the driving field. So these things like following distance, tread depth, you need to know these because you're a professional now. This is serious business. So you have to memorize the formula for the test because they're going to ask you that. But you need to know the principle behind that. There is so much weight and inertia that you're carrying that most people in their lives, they never have that experience. They don't know what it's like. So a car may cut you off thinking that you can stop like they can stop, but you can't. So you need to really understand why that stopping distance is there. If all else fails, increase it. It's better to be slow and a little bit behind a car than too close. Even if they cut you off and even if they're in the wrong, you have to take the upper hand and you have to be the professional. You have to back off. That's a part of driving. Look, I've had my CDL since 1999. And man, I think the bigger your truck is, the more likely you're going to get cut off. The less people see you, the more bells and whistles, the bigger your truck, the less likely people see you. I literally drive like I'm invisible. So if I get cut off, you increase that following distance. You just back off. You're going to get to where you're going. So formula for the test, but when you're on the road, err on the side of caution. Number 3 is your air brake system, how it works, why there's bells and whistles and tells you when you're below a certain PSI. You need to understand that entire system because if you're just memorizing, my alarm starts at 40 PSI and brakes pop out at 20. That's something that you need to understand why it happens. So in a regular car, when you press on your brake pedal, the calipers compress against the rotor and stop your vehicle. And this is done with hydraulic pressure. Same way in a commercial vehicle with air brakes, but it's done with air pressure. Number 4, your pre-trip itself. The hardest thing to memorize when it comes to professional driving and getting your commercial driver's license. There are a lot of things that you have to go over and you have to talk about. All these little aspects of your truck. If you try to just memorize that, well, I'm telling you right now, you might as well go work for NASA because you have way better memory than most people in this world because there's just too many things to just remember. What you have to do is figure out a pattern. And I'm going to tell you, the first time I took my CDL license test, way back in 99, I failed the first pre-trip. They were like, "Oh, sorry, you missed. You didn't do it." And I'm just like, "What? No way." Like, I'm blaming it on the instructor. I'm like, "Well, you told me to get into the truck. I asked this, I asked that." And he's like, "You told me you were done." And I did, and it was my fault. It wasn't the instructor. It was my fault. I did not have a plan when I went. I didn't understand. I just tried to remember everything. And you can't do it. There's no way you can do it like that. If you're, say, jumping all around, if you're like, "I'm going to check my lug nuts, and then I'm going to check my driver's mirror, and then I'm going to make sure my window is good, and I'm going to check my slack adjusters," you're all over the place, man. You're not going to make it like that. It's just not happening. Nobody told me that. And so that's why I'm telling you, like, you need to find a system that works for you. What I did was I went from the outside in. So I went lug nuts. Are my lug nuts tight? My rim. How is my rim? The outside wall of my tire tread depth, the inside of my tire, the slack adjusters, everything just like that, all the way from the outside, all the way to the inside, step by step by step. And I did that for every part of the vehicle. And you know what? When I learned that and I went back and I understood what I was doing, that pre-trip was easy. Like, that's the hardest part of this getting your CDL. And when you understand it and you go step by step like that, and you know why you're checking stuff, it's easy. You'll breeze right through. So understand that and have a step-by-step linear system that you can go over. You're in a line. Think about it when you count. It's easier to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 than to remember 6, 4, 2, 1, 8, 7, 3, 4, 1. You go step by step. That's the way. Number 5, the rules of the road. Most people will never drive a commercial vehicle. They just get in their car and they drive to work or drive to the store or wherever they're going. They don't understand what it's like to have those, extra 70, 80,000 pounds of weight behind them. They just don't understand. So you need to understand a little bit more than everybody else. And you need to follow the rules of the road a little bit more than everybody else, because come on, you're coming down. If you're speeding in your car, you're going 10 miles an hour over the speed limit and you jam your brakes on, chances are you're probably still going to be able to stop in a relative, short distance. But you're going 10 miles an hour over the speed limit in your commercial vehicle. Well, you don't have 2,000 pounds to stop. You have 80,000 pounds to stop. And that is such a huge difference. I can't even begin to explain. Driving on the left-hand side of the road, hang out, just stay in the right side. Stay in the right-hand lane if you can. Your vehicle's slower. It stops slower. People in the left-hand lane, they're busy, they're rushing, they're trying to get wherever they're doing. That's the passing lane, or it is who knows what it is. Commercial drivers, I just stay out of it. because it just creates nothing but problems, unless I'm making a left-hand turn up the road. I just hang out in the right lane. You have a lot more weight. You have a lot more things that are going on, and it's better to take your time and drive a little bit and get to your destination a little bit later than it is to speed, and you destroy your tires, you destroy your gas mileage. You go the speed limit, you drive in the right-hand side, I promise you're going to be doing way better than a lot of people. So, I know people that have going a little bit too fast in the left-hand lane. They bumped into something, barely does any damage to the truck. Sends them for a drug test. Bam, fired because there was, weed in your system. Don't do that. Don't smoke pot. I'm telling you, that's a federal law. If it's legal in the state or whatever, doesn't matter. You're driving commercial vehicles. You might as well stop smoking pot because that does not mix. Think about it. Would you want your family out on the road with some guy who has got 80,000 pounds behind him and he's high? Probably not. You're, like I said, huge responsibility to have your commercial driver's license, and you have to give up some things to have that. But there's a lot of opportunities and there's a lot of money to be made. I have my doubles and triples. I have my hazmat, Class A, with air brakes. Back when I got my license, there was no option to get with or without air brakes. It was just, you had to do air brakes. And it's important. You need to be able to drive anything, I think. And when you can, the opportunities just open themselves up. It's just one after the other, man. The job's everywhere because a lot of people aren't taking the time to learn. A lot of people are just willy-nilly memorizing the questions and getting their license, going out and driving a couple months, something happens, bam, license gone. And these jobs are opening left and right. So if you hold this to a higher standard, if you hold yourself to a higher standard and you hold this license to a higher standard, promise you're going to go far, you're going to do better. And look, I'm no professional instructor. I'm nobody. I'm just a guy who's had his license for a long time, who knows how to make YouTube videos. So take it as you will. I hope this helps you get your license, and I hope this helps you really understand the road and understand what you're getting yourself into. You're becoming a professional driver. That's what they should honestly call it instead of commercial driving. They should call it professional driving because that's what you are. Get your license, understand the rules, don't memorize them. I guess memorizing them. You don't have to memorize them if you understand them. Then hold yourself to a high standard and get out there, and you will go farther than 90% of the commercial drivers. I've seen it. I've seen people come and go. If you like this, consider hit subscribe. I'm a real person. This is a real script. No artificial intelligence in this. I'm not reading some perfect script off the book. I'm just talking just like a normal human being because that's all I am. So good luck. Hope to see you out there.